Hello again.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was really hard.
It is just
It's
us,
so
right?
quiet over here.
Okay. I was just making sure it is just us. I feel like they were like annoyed. Oh crap, someone wants to oh, it's just Modby. Okay. Oh shoot, no, there's two people. Okay, we'll talk about it later. They're joining, it's just connecting.
Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna message in the chat and just let
Hi
everyone
guys.
know that we are ready.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, go for it, Allie.
There we go. Let's see.
Hey, Liz.
Have another one.
All right.
Hi guys.
Hey. Venga. Senna's ginormous
I was
now.
just gonna say you have a full-size dog now.
30 pounds now.
Oh
My God.
Oh, I want to see.
And it's like only half the size.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
He just dug a hole so his paws are like so filthy. Senna.
I was just having a good time.
Oh, I got Axel's family too.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Good, how are you? Happy New Year.
Good. Happy New Year.
Oh, I didn't say Happy New Year.
Oh, there we go. Our little one.
Oh.
Hi, Stella.
Still little.
Still little.
Tiny.
How big? I want to see how big Axel has
I was
gotten.
gonna say, yeah.
He was sleeping because he had been out before, so he was tired. So I just put him outside to go pee. So
Okay.
now
Yeah, no worries.
yeah, he's grown a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. Oh my
Yeah, I
God.
don't think he's anywhere near PJ. He's probably a little bit bigger than PJ was at the time. So
Yeah, I'm excited to see PJ. I feel like he's gonna be enormous.
I feel like PJ is going to be really big too.
Oh, Senna can jump.
He recently learned how to get on the couch like 2 days ago. Senna.
Well, Senna is ready to play.
He's full of energy, as always.
So funny.
Ali, do you have any tips for the kitchen table? He actually has been able to jump on physically onto the table. All fours.
Oh.
So I've been trying to get him to sit, like anytime he tries to jump, I get him to sit on we have a carpet in the kitchen, like to the back door, like bring him, like make him go sit on the spot. And so he gets that, but it doesn't stop him from trying to jump. He just gets him off the table. So here, I don't know if you can see. Actually, where is he? So all I can see is come. See, there
Oh
you go.
my goodness, Axel.
Oh, Axel's such a baby.
Look at you. Oh my God, his head grew. Hello.
He's so big.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so for helping stay off of the table, so kind of like what you're already doing is if you're seeing that he's kind of getting ready to like go up, what you can do is you can just kind of make like a sharp noise, just like an ah. And then when he gets when he doesn't jump up, you can say good boy. And then you can like give him a treat. And then you can even do something away from the kitchen table. So get him to, like after that, you can get him to like go to his place and relax, or like sit like you've been doing like on the mat, or you can even get like a couple of touches, or something different. Get him to do like a puppy push-up away from the table. And then just the best thing is to continue to interrupt that. You didn't say that you've been pushing him off, but in case.
No. Yeah, we have to push it. I have taken him when he's gone. I have to say, when he's gone onto the table, I've taken and put him in timeout. In timeout is I just put him in the bathroom. He doesn't seem to care. Like he'll still go into the bathroom. But I put him in the bathroom for like a minute, which may not even be the right thing to do. But that's when he's been on the table. That's what I did. But when he's just going with the 2-4s, to be honest, usually when we call him off and we tell him down or sit, he will actually come off.
Perfect.
We've just been trying to do that.
Yeah. So just try to prevent as much as you can him actually getting on the table. If he does get on the table, see if you can ask for a touch down, away.
Okay, like to jump
So,
off, kind of.
yeah, exactly. So that he's actually moving his own body off of the table rather than us picking him up and kind of making it more of an exciting thing for him.
Yeah.
Because even though
Okay.
you're putting him in like that time out, you've now interacted with him, you've picked him up and all that stuff. So it's still kind of a good time. So
Yeah.
if you can just get a touch away, or you can just clap and do like a recall or something just to get him to move his own body off of the table, that would be best.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just keep practicing.
Okay.
Just keep trying that prevention. That's the best thing. So make sure that someone's always kind of in and around the table.
Yeah.
If Axel is in and around the table.
We're trying to keep food off the table when we're
Yeah.
not actually there.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
guys.
It's hard. Hello.
PJ's huge.
Hi, sorry.
No,
We
that's okay.
forgot and we put PJ to bed.
That's okay.
He gets really just bitey and crazy when he doesn't know how to settle really. Like he kind of just everything grabs his attention, and so he's just we just have to like put him to bed.
Yeah, that's totally fair. But it seems like now he's like, all right, I'm settled.
Yeah, we're doing okay, so we'll see how much learning actually gets done. So
Can actually happen today. Well, today we're really going to be talking a lot about socialization, and what that means, and how we can kind of start practicing with our pups, socializing them to different things, whether it's people or other dogs or strange objects or weird sounds. So hopefully there's not as much movement. So PJ might be okay if he's feeling a little bit on the lazier side. Or on the sleepier side, I guess, not lazier, on the sleepier side. I think that should be okay. I know last time that we had class, we were working on, actually, first I'll ask, how was everybody's breaks, like, or holiday break with their puppy? Was there any tree toppling or anything like that? Any funny stories or anything that you were really surprised that your dog did really well over the holidays that you were maybe practicing?
well, for a funny story, we had to we have an artificial tree and it comes in sections, right? And we had to just omit the bottom one and put it on top of furniture. Because we didn't even want it. We didn't want
Yeah.
low. PJ's been really working on when we're going on walks. We might let him off leash and just call him back to us when there's no or less distractions, no people or no other dogs. And he's been getting really good with that, and he's been working on trying to be calm when there are other dogs or people, like kind of just sit and chill, and then okay, you were good, now you can play, and then so that's coming.
Good, awesome. That's
Yeah.
great to hear. Good stuff. Anyone else? Axel has learned some agility, some agility jumping.
Senna lost his front tooth today, so it looks so cute because there's only one now.
Oh my gosh.
I
The bottom?
got a picture. It's adorable. The top. So there's only one top tooth now.
Oh my gosh. That's, I don't know if I've ever noticed that on like
I
another
got
dog.
a photo. I'll send a photo on the group. It's too
Yeah,
cute.
please do. That sounds very cute. And how's Stella?
She's been getting a lot better at walking on the leash, so we're really happy about that. We took her for quite a long walk, actually. For her it was long, and had to spend the last like 25 minutes or so held in my coat. And we lost one booty, so we're sad about that, but other than that we're doing well.
Yeah, when I put the booties on my dog, I am like so paranoid. I just like, I'll be like walking and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, give your booty. Okay, all right.
In every few steps you're like, we still good?
Yeah, okay, excellent. And sometimes like one kind of looks like it's not on and they're like, oh God, and then it, you know, it's fine. It's always fun with those booties. All right. Well, I'm glad that there was some eventful moments in this weird kind of holiday time and that you guys aren't looking glum. That makes me feel really happy. I feel like there was a general glum feeling hanging around everyone after the holidays. So it's nice to see you guys all happy and smiling. Okay, so in our last class that we had, we were working on doing our sit and down with our hand signal only and no verbal cue. So I'm just interested to know how that worked out for everybody. Was it harder for you or the pup? Kind of break, because I know it's a pretty big habit. Has anybody started introducing that verbal cue back? Because that's something we will be doing today, but just out of curiosity, if anybody has started introducing that verbal cue back.
So we do, I know you do as well. When we're not in the training, like when we're just day to day, like as we're going out throughout the day, it tends to be more the verbal cue, although he listens better to the hand cue than the verbal cue. I find, like sometimes I find we're telling him sit, he's not really doing, then as soon as you do the hand, boop, like I don't know, because he associates it with the treat, he knows, oh, with the hand he's gonna get a treat.
Yeah. Or maybe the hand signal is just more clear, right? Because you only are doing just like the one time, where like even myself, like everybody, sometimes you're like doing like sit, 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 and then you do the hand signal, you tend to just do it the one time. So maybe it's also just a little bit more clear and stuff. So that's great. That's awesome. It's fine if you started introducing the verbal cue. Normally we would only be doing just the hand signal for a week, and then the next week we would have added the verbal cue anyway, but we just had a longer break, obviously, because of Christmas and stuff. And so some people will fade that hand signal. I personally, I like to continue to practice the hand signal with the verbal cue because, as I mentioned in our last class, if ever we're in a situation where our dogs can't hear us, it's really nice to have that hand signal that we can turn to. And if we stop practicing something, then our dog will start to forget it, just like anything else. So that's why I personally like to continue using that hand signal with the verbal cue, sometimes only the hand signal, sometimes only the verbal cue, and to just continue to switch it up. but I know others, sometimes other people like to phase it out, and that's kind of up to you, but I would suggest to continue to practice both of them. So even though it's probably already been introduced again, we'll just do kind of a short little practice with introducing that verbal cue. So the only thing is that you'll be doing is when you are doing that hand signal, you're going to say sit at the same time as you give that hand signal. And then again, we're just going to say yes or click every time that they do it. So let's practice our sits. So you can use that verbal cue. Every time we say a command, try to say it just the one time so that our puppies learn sit means sit, and it's not sit, 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 sit. That means sit. So go ahead and try it. I'm gonna keep an eye here. So if you can just kind of position yourself so I can see your puppy, that would be great.
Well, Stella's asleep in my arms.
Okay, well, you know what, actually, if we have any sleepy puppies, do a little find it with them. Try to engage them a little, maybe bring like a treat right up to Stella's nose, and see if she kind of livens up a little bit.
Also, another thing about this sit, just verbal, I've been trying to do just the verbal cue, and I feel like I can't tell if she gets what sit means or if she's almost just sitting because she like knows that's what she's supposed to do. Like I don't know if she actually knows that sit means sit, or if she's just kind of sitting and then lying down and then sitting just because she knows like that's what she's meant to do.
If you say sit, does she sit right
She
away?
sits and then kind of gets excited and then like flops and then sits. Like she does like a bunch of different things.
Okay, then it might be that she's pretty sure. And it also could just be that she's just really excited because she does know that a treat is going to be coming her way, and that's fine. So all you want to do is when you do say that sit command, wait a second before you deliver that treat.
Yeah.
Just like give it a little beat. Don't give her the treat if she has gotten up. If she's gotten up, what you can do is you can even just kind of sometimes wait it out. You can say sit one more time. And then as soon as she sits, that's when you're going to say yes. So if she's just kind of guessing a little bit or getting a little too excited, just wait. Yeah, just wait a second. Oh, good job, PJ.
Been doing really well with the sits, and we've been doing
Ready?
lots
Find
of
it. Go find it.
puppy push-ups, getting them down and then back up again.
Awesome.
Sit.
Honestly, his biggest
Yes.
problem is distraction. Like I said, we've been kind of working on the off leash walking, and it's kind of fun for both of us, but making sure he comes back when there's people or anything. And I really have to make sure that I spot, if there are people coming before he does, or else it's game over. So yeah, and the counter thing, I know we joined a little late, but I overheard the counter thing, and we're trying the touches, and like there'll be no food up there, but he just knows that that's where food is being prepared, and it's like, I don't know, we're working on, like, we'll have him jump on us and then off, or like if he jumps up here on the couch and then we'll do off, so hopefully it comes with time. But would you agree, Phil, that distraction is definitely like, I don't know, he's a puppy.
Yeah.
Oh, and the teeth. Oh my God, the teeth are falling out and growing, and there's a lot going on in there too. But yeah, that's, I guess, his biggest issue, focus.
Okay. Yeah. Just keep practicing with the counter. Like I said earlier, prevention is the best thing. So if if you really kind of want to cut that habit quickly, the best thing to do is if he's free roaming around where the counter might be, make sure that somebody is there to keep an eye on him so that if as soon as he does jump up, it's like right away, like he's gonna get off, or even better, if he's looking like he's gonna jump, you're gonna interrupt it there. You're gonna say, ah, or you're gonna maybe even clap your hands once. And then once he comes down, you can say, good boy, do a touch, do something fun, like on the ground, and then give him a treat.
Okay.
A lot of supervision around that.
I worry that so he'll jump on the counter and then he gets off, but mainly just kind of falls off. And then we're like, oh, good, off, and we'll give him a treat. And I'm worried that he will think that the treat comes from jumping on the counter. I don't know if that's just me and that won't happen, but
No,
it kind of just falls.
even if he's just like sliding lazily off, that's fine.
Okay.
But that's why we want to maybe hold off on the treat, say good, so you can still tell him good boy, but then do something else. So
Okay.
you interrupt it with, now he's getting a treat because you're going to ask him for a sit, or you're going to ask him for a touch. You're going to ask him for something else, and then he's going to get that treat.
Okay, sounds good. Cool. Thanks.
And sorry, I saw a couple sits from Axel that were looking nice. And I think I saw a couple too from Senna. That Senna was doing good. Awesome. And I see that Stella's also doing a very nice sit. Yeah, good girl. Perfect. And she did it right away. So, I mean, it does look like she knows what she's doing. Now that we've done a couple sits, just the same, I'll have you guys just practice just a couple downs. So the same thing, as I mentioned with the sit, you can start, I'm sure you already have, which is totally fine, to add that verbal cue. So just when we do our hand signal, we're also going to say down, and then just get our pups into that down. So I will watch from here and see how you guys are doing with that. And you just have to do it maybe three or four times. Good job, PJ. Oh, good job, Senna.
And Stella.
Good girl, Stella. Oh, and Axel. Good job, everyone. Awesome. That was great. The other thing that we usually review, we don't have to do too much on that so that we can kind of continue on, is learning to do a puppy push-up. Okay, so we got our sits, very nice. We got our downs, very nice. So now a puppy push-up is going to be a sit, a down, back into a sit. Okay, so that is one full puppy push-up. Since our pups are learning, it would be a good idea to treat them for every movement. So we're gonna get a sit, yes, reward, down, yes, reward, back up into a sit, yes, reward. Eventually we do want our pup to be doing all those motions for just the one treat, but just the first few times, just to kind of get their brains working, we can kind of deliver a treat for every motion. Do keep in mind that when we move back into a sit from a down, it tends to be a little bit more difficult for our pups. So what we just want to do is we can use that treat lure to come back into a sit. And we're just gonna, the same way as when we get them to do a regular sit, we're going to bring it right up to their nose and we're just gonna kind of guide their nose up. We wanna keep a nice slow motion and we wanna kind of guide their nose up and back so that it's actually gonna make them shuffle their front paws back and go into that sit, okay? So let's see if you guys can give that a try. See if you can do maybe 2 puppy push-ups, 2 or 3. if
Good
they-
job, PJ.
Good job, Senna and Axel. Yeah, good job, Axel. I'll spring up. Yay, good job, Stella. Awesome.
Oh, he's out. He's over it.
You're like, what's over here? What did I find?
Look at that speed.
Oh, good job. Awesome. Good job. And if you like, everyone's doing really good. So if you can get away with doing all those motions just for the one treat, go ahead and try. Good job, Senna. Yay. Good stuff.
Senna. The puppy's ready to play.
And so actually, I will talk about the little change, of course, to our class is that we are not in person. So our puppies are not able to play with other puppies. So we will have to be helping them out with a play break. So we just did a lot of hard work. We did a sit, we did a down, we did some puppy push-ups. So now we're going to have a little play break with our puppies. So go ahead and grab maybe 1 or 2 of your pups' kind of favorite toys, something that you know that they'll kind of get into, maybe a tuggy, maybe a squeaky, and see if you can interact with your pup. The best way to kind of get your puppies going is if you grab that toy and you kind of make it come alive and you start moving it. If it has a squeaker, start squeaking it and moving it around. I will like very gently kind of like push my pup, not rough or anything, just like I really gently will just kind of like give her a little push on her chest, and then that makes her really excited. So see if you can kind of engage your pup into a little game with you. If you have a ball, feel free to kind of toss it around and just have a nice little play break with your puppy. Even like dragging the toy on the ground. Yeah, Axel's got it.
Your dogs are here, so that's why he's at the door.
Oh,
It's 2 Pomeranians, like very small.
he's like, hello. Hey, what's going on?
I'm so sad.
Oh, what's that? I like to talk a lot to my dog too. I'll just be like, oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? And I try to get really excited about the toy to help her. So it's like, I'd rather have kisses. Thank you.
No more. All done.
What's if we do a find it with PJ and the treat is not retrievable, like we can't do anything else. So we just did a find it to kind of wake him up, and it was stuck in the tracks of the closet, like the sliding closet. So Phil had to go get it.
He's like, I need to find it. He's like, I've spotted it. I just
Better furniture. He'll just like look at it, and then he'll look at me.
please help.
Oh, Betty rubs.
Does he like sit there and bark, or does he come get you and bark?
He sits there. He won't bark. He'll just look at you until you come.
And like
So,
we were now at the closet, and just like you can hear the frame, like the metal.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We got Stella going.
That was funny. So we're all going. PJ.
Yeah, good job, everyone. I know. I feel like a tuggy is usually like the best kind of indoor play. Good job. And this is a really nice, just kind of brain break for them. And it's really nice for you guys to learn how to play with your dog because it's really fun for them and they'll really enjoy learning how they can play with you because obviously it's going to be a little bit different than when they're playing with other dogs. Can't play exactly the same. You guys are doing a great job. Oh, you're gonna go get it, Axel? Like, nah. God's lap is better. Oh, good boy.
Wow, Stella, look at you.
Oh yeah, you got it good. She's like, "Arr." Yay.
So
Wow,
quiet.
such a
It's
good
not like
morning
when
class. With Senna, you can even see if you can try doing like a find it away
Yeah,
from,
he's like fixated on my sister's dogs right now.
yeah, see if you can do maybe a little find it away from the door.
away from the smells.
Do like 4 find its. You can just kind of toss them in any random sort of directions. Yay, good job.
Oh, we lost Axel. He's gone. There we go.
Like I went to go get my toy. Good job.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God,
God,
Pete's
look at PJ.
long.
Crawled out.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he looks so long.
yeah, we weighed him yesterday, and he's about 45 pounds.
Oh my gosh. That's how much my dog weighs.
He's a big boy.
He's 4.5.
I think Sana was 30, she said, when she came on.
He's like 30 now.
Yeah, wow.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna recognize you guys when you come back. Where are these adult dogs?
I can't believe how fast he's grown. It's crazy.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Jen?
I was just saying little Stella.
Oh.
It's still little.
Actually, yeah, Stella. No, Stella will still have grown though. She'll still be little, but she will have still grown.
She won't be a Sana or a PJ or an Axel.
She's officially 5 pounds.
Nice, big, healthy 5 pounds. Good job, guys. All right. That was a really nice play break. You guys are doing great with your pups. I'm glad that they're into toys. I try to get my dog to play, but since she's not a puppy anymore, she's like, it's all right. She's like, the couch is looking pretty nice.
Lunch and snacks.
Yeah, I can get her going, but it doesn't last as long. It's nice with puppies. You kind of keep their attention for longer with the toys. All right, so like I mentioned at the beginning, today we are going to talk a little bit about socialization. So normally when we think of socialization, we tend to think that it means your dog's meeting people or your dog's interacting with other dogs. But really, socialization is going to apply to anything and everything, because it really has to do with our dog's emotional response to new things. And since they are puppies, everything is a new thing. And we really want to be creating positive associations with everything. So even, umbrellas. Some dogs can be really afraid of umbrellas, and then sometimes we'll get barking, that those dogs that are barking at vacuums, or barking at umbrellas, or barking at people that are wearing parkas and stuff. And that just means is that they're really not sure of that object or that person that looks different, because they might have a hat on or a parka or something like that. So like I said, we really just want to be creating positive associations with all the experiences that our puppies are going to be having. Of course, it is really important to be doing socialization with different kinds of people, and as well as with different types of dogs. But we're also going to extend this, and we're going to talk a little bit about even a visit to a vet. That is something that we want to be a positive experience for our puppies. Grooming, getting dressed in odd objects like a big ball or a skateboard. Those are all things that we want our puppies to not necessarily feel afraid of, and just kind of be okay with them. So first, we'll talk a little bit about handling. And to talk a little bit about handling, we're going to learn our next cue, which is going to be stand. So sit and down are the most common things, and they're great. But in some situations, we're actually going to want our dogs to stand, especially it's wet out now. When our puppies come in from a walk, we want to wipe their paws. Like I said, when we go to the vet, they're going to be in a stand position. If we're grooming them, if we're brushing their hair, it's usually easier if they're in a stand position. So we are going to go over how to actually do the command stand. And with it, we're going to pair it with a little bit of handling. Okay, so first I'll just go over how to do stand, and I'll show you with May in a second. I'll just have to go grab her. But basically with stand, hello, what we are going to do is we're gonna have a little treat. You can just kind of rub the treat a little bit on your hand, just to kind of make it smell a little bit more interesting to our pup. And we're gonna bring it right up to our dog's nose. We're going to slowly pull it back so that it's actually, our pup is going to be sniffing it, and it's actually going to kind of make them go to stand up. As soon as they come up from that sit or that down, we're going to mark, we're going to say yes, and then we're going to follow that with a treat. We don't want to pull too far away from our pup, because we don't actually want to encourage our pup walking. So we don't want them to come up from a sit and actually be taking a bunch of steps to our hand. It's not a touch, it's different. All we want for them is to actually just stand up on all four paws. So that's why we don't need to move our hand really far away from them, because all we want them to do is just do that stand, and we want to avoid them taking too many steps forward. If they take 1 or 2 steps, that's fine. But we really don't want it to be them walking a whole bunch, because that's not the cue. So let me just go get May. I'll be back in a second. May.
Is anybody using their kibble as treats tonight? I'm just curious if someone's getting away with that, since we're in the home environment. Yeah, good. Okay. Just curious.
Did you ask about leashes?
About leashes? No.
Okay, I'll just add in my own thing then.
I just asked about kibble. That's all. And treats.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Excellent. Yeah. Since we're at home, it's a less exciting environment. Good girl. We can get away. We'll see if we can get away with using our kibbles for these classes. You won't need you probably won't need a super high value because there's no distractions or there's minimal distractions in your home. So definitely feel free to kind of give them half their dinner and use the rest of the kibble to be using in class. And also, all the pups have been doing great with staying around, but if you needed to, you could also just attach a leash just the same way that we would in class if your pup is like straying, but everyone's been doing great so far. So I have May here. She's looking at me like I'm on my place. I should get a little treat. So I'm gonna grab a little treat to place behind my back. I'm gonna make sure that I rub some on my hand to kind of make it smell extra good. And I'm gonna bring it right up to her nose, and I'm not gonna add the verbal cue today. I'm gonna bring it right up to her nose, and I'm just gonna pull it out. Now, excuse me. Yes. And so she was starting to roll over and maybe was hoping for a little belly, for a little belly rub. But so all you kind of do, you don't actually have to talk to them that much. I just do. So all I did, I just kind of kept pulling my hand back a little bit. And I'll try doing it from this angle so that you can say that she's not actually taking many steps forward. It will be easier for your pup to come into a stand from a sit, because sometimes they want a belly rub if they're in the down. Okay. Come up here. Right there. Thank you. Sit. Yes. Okay, and now I will hold my hand. Yes. So as soon as she stood, that's when I gave her that treat, and I kind of stopped her from really taking any steps forward. Good girl. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'll have you guys go ahead. Try a couple of stands, and then we will add in a little bit of handling. All right. So you want to go right up to your pup's nose.
There.
Good job. So go right up to your pup's nose and then just slowly pull your hand back so that you can avoid a lot of that stepping forward.
And it's from a sit.
Sand. Oh.
From a sit will be easier. You can do it from a down, but a sit, it's going to be easier for your pup.
Okay. And just the movement for now, right?
Yeah, we're not going to do the verbal cue yet.
Okay.
We'll add the verbal cue in next week.
Good.
Good
Yes.
boy. Good job.
I saw Stella lift her bum, but yeah, she's not after.
So try with Stella, try doing a flat palm. So even if you need that treat lure, just kind of hold it like this and do the flat palm out. Yes. There you go. Good girl. Let's see, Axe.
Good job,
Good job, Senna. Good job, Axel.
Yay! Oh, Axel.
Is it okay if in the end we do it with the treat in the hand? We've rubbed our hands and it's just not enough, I think.
Yep. Use that lure.
Yeah, okay.
That's totally fine. And then next week, see if you can start removing that lure.
Okay.
That's no problem at all. Good job.
Good.
Okay, so we're gonna add in a little bit of handling now. So what you can do is I will grab maybe about 3 treats. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have May come into that stand. And then while she is standing, just so that you guys can see kind of this angle, I'm gonna let her start licking away at the treat. Come in. Good girl. And as she, sorry, I'll move her back a little bit. And as she's licking, I'm gonna check an ear, release a treat, check the other ear. Maybe I'm gonna touch her belly, release a treat. Come on. I know, I have one more. I can maybe pick up her paw, release a treat. And then once the treats are gone, I'm gonna stop handling her. Okay, so grab a few treats in your hand and then just slowly kind of like let one at a time go into their mouth and let them lick away at the treat while you are, like I said, handling. So handling is, think about what a vet would do. So that's why I checked her ear, I touched under her belly. You can even practice, you know, grabbing a paw and pretending to wipe it, since that is something that we have to do now because of winter. Even like touching their tail, and just make sure that you are keeping them kind of with one hand, keeping them busy, releasing one treat slowly at a time. Okay, so go ahead and try that. Good job with Axel. Good job with Senator. Perfect. Bella. Good job, PJ. Okay, and once you did a couple of those, I'll have you guys do a little play break. And I'm just gonna go grab something really quickly for another exercise.
Yeah, good with Axel. That's awesome. Good job, Santa. You get that toy. Good job, PJ. There we go. Now we've got almost everybody playing.
Yay. And so while you guys are playing, so the reason that we'd like to use the treats and stuff when we are socializing is because it's just going to create that positive association that I was talking about. Our dogs, for the most part, usually really like food. If we are using treats, they're able to be sniffing the treats, then they are tasting the treats, then their bodies are digesting the treats. So it kind of, we're able to decrease like the stress level when there is something that is maybe not so pleasant or foreign to our puppies. Like, for example, some puppies like might feel really weird for them if you touch their bellies. So instead, when we are pairing that with a food treat, it's gonna make them just have a better association, a better emotional response to those things. So handling is part of socialization. When we are socializing our dogs, we really want to make sure that we are watching their body language. So I know, like, for example, with Stella before, she was stopping a lot when she was walking. And it was really probably just because the world is really big and a lot of puppies will stop on their walks, especially when they're of the smaller breeds, but even bigger breeds, they'll stop a lot because the world is really scary. And so it's scary for them to go forward sometimes and to kind of leave the comfort of their home. So we really just kind of want to be watching their body language. If we're putting a jacket on our dog and they're really kind of pulling back and resisting, they're probably not feeling super comfortable with it. So we want to kind of take some of that stress away and make it a more fun and playful activity so that they are actually having fun when they're getting their jacket on. Or like we were doing with wiping the paws, they're actually having fun while you're wiping their paws, and it's not a big deal. It's just kind of something that just happens in life sometimes, and it's nothing to be scared about. And that's what we're kind of wanting to achieve when we are practicing any sort of socialization with our puppies. I put in the package that you guys received, there is a socialization chart, which is part of the homework that you will have to go through. And that means just introducing different kinds of objects, different kinds of sounds to your pup. And like I said, pairing that with some treats. Okay, so we've gone over handling a little bit. This also applies to even grooming nails. I don't know if anybody is going to be doing the grooming themselves or sending them out. Is there? Go ahead.
I try to do Axel's nails. Yeah, he's not a fan. It's a big struggle.
Yeah. So
Is that normal? Like, or do most dogs not like it? Like, he gets nippy, and yeah, I try to give him a treat after every nail, and yeah, he's quite nippy.
Yeah. So rather than doing it after every nail, we're going to introduce food the same way as we were with handling. We're going to do it while it's happening. Okay, so I got my clippers. Stay there. So I got my clippers. Okay, so what we would do is, hopefully you guys can see this. So I'm going to grab a bunch of treats. Okay, and May is pretty comfortable with the clippers, but how we would even start that is I would grab the clippers. All I'm going to do is I'm going to put them down, and I would have your puppy just do a find it. So I'll just do find it. Yes. I can even put a treat on the clipper if she, yes. If my puppy isn't feeling too concerned about the clipper, I can put the treat right on the clipper, and then say yes. And then I'm going to put those clippers away. Okay. The next step, you're going to bring the clippers back out. Once your dog is feeling comfortable just with the clippers being out, what you can do is you can touch a paw, and we're not trimming yet. We're not trimming anything yet. My clippers are still locked. I'm just going to put clippers on a paw, and I'm going to follow that with a treat. Put it on the other paw, and I'm going to follow that with a treat. So we want to keep doing that. Excuse me. Sorry, I got a little kitten here trying to join in, join in the fun. Sorry, the nappy. You're distracting me, mister. So what we're going to do is like I said, we're just gonna start really slowly. Only until your pup is starting to feel comfortable with this can we kind of slowly progress into actually clipping a nail. So again, the next step is I'll give her a little treat and I'm gonna grab her paw and I might just put the clipper right onto her nail. But you really just kind of want to move really nice and slow, and we don't actually want to be doing any clipping right away, because it is a really uncomfortable sensation for our dogs. I would also recommend doing this when your dog is very sleepy. Because it's going to be a little bit easier than if they're kind of full of energy. I also have, I'll just go get them. So you stay there, May. I have these sweet potato treats. I dehydrated them myself. I literally just cut up a sweet potato and I like stuck it in the oven for like 2.5 hours at a really low temperature. And it basically just dehydrates them and it makes them really, really chewy. And the reason I like this is because then I can use this to help me with something that takes a little bit longer. So I'll make May come down. So what I can do is I can give her this treat. I'll get her really kind of interested in it and gnawing at it. And I can kind of slowly start releasing it. Ideally, if you have 2 people, it's gonna be a little bit easier, excuse me, to do this. So that's something that's really chewy. And so while she's kind of chewing away on this, I can kind of go in and I can start just doing this. And then I can kind of put it away. And then while she's chewing on that, I will maybe then get a clip in and then I'm gonna put it away. You wanna keep, you wanna keep these sessions nice and short. So you're not gonna stay there awfully long. I wouldn't recommend clipping all the toenails in one sitting because that's just gonna be too long for our puppies. It's too long for May even. I can't even get like all the nails in one sitting. I usually do it in 2 sittings. You might have to do it in 4 sittings or even more, and that's totally fine because you just cut the more effort that you put in now and the slower that you work through it, the better it's going to be in the long run. So there I was able to clip one of May's nails, and I didn't have her, freak out or kind of feel weird about it. And that's really what you want to be doing, especially with grooming. So the same applies for brushing their hair or brushing their teeth. We just really want to keep the sessions nice and short and nice and easy for them. Okay. So we do make it a little bit more difficult as we go, but we're not going to be keeping them there for like 10 minutes or anything like that long, or like 20 minutes. Because then every time that we go to clip their nails or they see those nail clippers come out, they're going to start thinking, oh God, like that was really horrible last time. And I really don't want to go over that again. And that's when we get a lot of squirming and nipping and just becomes a whole big issue. So just working really, really slowly with it is going to be key. And it's going to seem like it's taking forever, but that's okay, because in the long run, you're going to be able to do it a little bit quicker. I promise. Slower you go now, the faster you'll go later, I guess. So that is something that I'll have you guys practice at home. If you're not really sure if you're kind of doing it right, feel free to, you can just take a video and you can send it. You can send it either in the group or just private message me. The nice thing about sending it in the group is that if somebody else is kind of having the same question, it's nice to be able to kind of address it to everybody, but it's up to you. If you're not comfortable with that, that's totally fine. You can private message me as well. Also, using your Kong is a good way to work through some of that stuff, like brushing the hair, cutting the nails. If you just put something really sticky in the Kong, then the same idea as this chew is they're gonna just be really kind of focused on that. And it's going to just give you a little bit more time before they kind of are done their treat. And then they're like, hey, stop it.
How many times a day would you say we can practice this?
If you're keeping it nice and short, like you could do it like 2-3 times a day. You could do it as many times a day as you really want, as long as you're keeping it in short sessions. So in the homework chart, we're suggesting that all the exercises you guys are practicing twice a day. And in that chart is the socialization chart, which includes like the grooming and stuff. So try to do it at least 2 to 3 times a day. And again, just keep it nice and short. She's getting water. Yeah, and just keep it nice and short. If you can do it a couple more times, that's totally fine. Yeah, it's not a problem if you do it more times, as long as it's short sessions. In that same kind of note, we want to be doing the same thing when we are dressing our pups. Again, just making sure that we are watching their body language. For a lot of dogs, things going over their head can sometimes be a little bit concerning. So if you find that when you're trying to put a jacket on your puppy, or when they're hearing Velcro or something like that, they are kind of pulling away, just work with them. What you could do is, let me just grab, excuse me, can I have this jacket, please? May I have this jacket? Pardon me. It's a nice comfy bed for my cat. So what you can do, and actually May's come back so I can show you with her, is if you're practicing with things over their head, so like for example, May doesn't really like the sound of Velcro. So I give her a treat when I open the Velcro so that she's kind of starting to feel a little bit better about this Velcro sound. This is a kind of a new jacket. So what you can do is you can put your hand through like the head hole, or I guess it would be like this, and see already she's like, she's like, I don't know about this jacket, Mom. So I'm going to put the head through and I'll say, touch. Yes. And then I'm going to toss the treat away. Over there. Okay. So I'm going to toss it away from this kind of concerning thing. And then I'll say, touch. Yes. And you can either hand feed it or you can be tossing it away. Is this angle okay for everybody? Okay, great. And then I can kind of say, touch. And I can start moving my hand in closer. Touch. Yes. Touch. Yes. Until I can kind of get her to move her own head through. Touch. Over here. Yes. Good girl. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see, but my hand is like really in the jacket here. And then let's see if we can get her through. Touch. Yes, good girl. Okay, so I don't know how well you guys can see this, sorry. Touch. Right here. No, not you. Just kind of trying to go around. Yes, good girl. And then I'll toss it away. And then I'll just put the jacket away for now. And so the idea is I'm gonna keep practicing that until I can kind of hold the jacket in a way that I'm gonna say touch over here, and she's gonna put her whole head through on her own. And then I'm gonna deliver that treat there. You could also like lure her through. So I could also say, kind of put that treat out, let her interest in, and then kind of, so she's got to get pretty engaged with it. I'm just letting her have it and then lure her through. And then she gets the treat. Oh, sorry. And then she gets the treat on the other side. And then I can just kind of finish putting that jacket on like that. So you could also definitely do that. She has no problem taking it off. So you can also do like a lure through. But like I said, you're keeping it nice and light. So even when I was doing the touch, when I got kind of to a certain point in the jacket, she tried to go around because she didn't want to put her head through. And so at that point, I just kind of, I make it successful. So I put my hand in a little bit more out so that she can get it. She does the touch, and then I folded up the jacket and I put it away for a second, and then I tried doing the lure. Okay, so keep it as kind of minimal pressure as you can, and end on a successful note. So even if that just means doing something really, really easy, like I said, I just ended up putting my hand through the hole more so that she would come and do that touch, and then you can end the session there. So it's the same idea with the grooming. It's the same idea with handling. All of these things, we want to keep them short. We want to keep it as least amount of stress as possible. And we want to end on a successful note. Okay. When something scary does happen, that is kind of out of our power. So if a skateboard kind of goes by and it freaks out your dog, or if a motorcycle goes by, or they hear a loud bang and it freaks out your dog, just go right into a find it with your dog. Just go right into a find it, and try to get them kind of engaged in that to help kind of ease that maybe like scaredness that they may have felt with like that loud sound or the skateboarder coming by or anything like that. Does anybody have any questions? I know that was a lot. I'm sorry. But yeah, does anybody have any questions at all right now about this? Anything at all?
So I was brushing Stella the other day, and she was actually pretty good with it. Like, she was pretty calm. She let me do it. No problems really. So I feel like I'm pretty lucky, but would you say that that's kind of like we're all good and she just seems to be fine and we can move forward doing it like no problem? Or would you suggest to still kind of ease her into it even though she seemed fine with it?
I mean, if she seems fine with it, that means she's not pulling away at all. She's like standing totally still. She might even go into like a down position and she's looking really relaxed. I would say that most likely she's probably feeling okay about it. What you can do is, I mean, you could always just kind of sprinkle in a treat here and there. You don't have to take it as slowly as maybe someone whose dog is getting like very squirmy or is like you can tell not enjoying that. You don't have to take it that slow. But I would still kind of have treats around and then just kind of sprinkle them in. So it doesn't have to be like totally like flowing. but just kind of here and there, just give her a little treat, tell her that she's a good girl, and then just continue on with your brushing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if that's all, that is it for today. We do also, of course, if you have any like questions outside of class, you can definitely message me and stuff. But we are also having another online class that we've added. It's called Ask the Trainer. That's going to be run by our head trainer, Jen. It's an hour long. I think there's a cap of like, it's going to be between 3 to 6 dogs that are allowed to join the meeting to kind of keep them small. And it's just kind of a nice class to join if you are having kind of any sort of other issues that we may not be covering in class, or something a little bit more specific. It's $25 for that, and you can register through the website. Yeah, it's just kind of a second resource if you guys are feeling like you need it. Yeah, so it's called Ask a Trainer. But otherwise, any other questions, you can also absolutely direct them my way. Sorry, did you have a question? You did? Oh, sorry. I saw the sound came on and I was just like waiting eagerly. Yeah, so that is all. Make sure you look at the doggy language chart also that is in your package, because that's also going to help you a lot in when you're socializing your dog and seeing if there's maybe some signs that you might be missing or anything like that. And then just generally knowing how your puppy is feeling. It's really great to be always on the lookout for their body language. Yeah, so that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for being understanding of this kind of weird changes that we're that we're going through constantly, and hopefully we can see you again in person soon.
Thank you very much, Allie.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Here.
You guys next week.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Again.